Hi, Alexander. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry it's been a while since I've sent a video, but I wanted to go ahead and do the whole routine. I'm once again kind of an ideal example for you because I haven't played for a few days, but I've got some stuff coming up, so I need to start playing, and so I'm just going to get right into Clarke 1. Doing the stuff we talked about. I'm not going to bring a bunch of work to it. I'm just looking for a nice, easy. I let the horn wobble like that a little bit. And I'm going to start on the. I don't know why, but I like to start on the Clarke 1 that starts on E down to B flat. Okay. Kind of get it established, and then okay, go down a half step. And coming off of a few days of not playing, what I'm doing there is working on my tunnel. I'm really working on forming the mental idea of how I want it to be. And a nice long note, keeping the length of that tunnel between the lips the same length is a very good thing to be doing right about now if you're me that hasn't played for a couple days. Up to F, down to B. Start letting it flow more. About D to low G sharp. And it's important to let some imperfections go by if you know that you're hanging on to your mental idea. In other words, if it's clear, then sometimes it's good to let some unevenness go. Like I get it a lot between C and C sharp. There's a lot of room there for different air sounds and stuff like that. As long as I'm clear on my concept this early in playing, I'm going to let that go, okay? Up to F sharp. Whenever I want, I just get a fresh run at it. Down to all three, C sharp down to low G. And I want to check something on myself. I'm noticing I'm doing a bit of a thing like that, and I just want to make sure I don't bring that to it. Just air through a tunnel. just throw it out there that when I sense some unevenness, kind of like a string of pearls where the pearls are all different shapes, then I might do a little bit of rhythm work. And then or maybe so that it gets a little smoother. And I wanted you to know that in my experience as a trumpet player, the smoothness from that kind of work tends to come the next day. It's not, don't look for it immediately. In fact, if I weren't making the video, I wouldn't have tried it again. I'd rather just leave that good work that I did, which I call beat reversal or just playing with the rhythm. I'd rather just leave it to stew. Okay, so just two more. The opens to all three. We'll start with the upper one, G to C sharp. And on a familiar one like that, I might do a little listening. Listen to this. Not too bad. I'm listening for, do all those hits sound like they hit the same way and sound the same and clean? And then while it's still fresh. All right, so that's we're already done with the exercise 1. Okay, so then I'm gonna, and again, I haven't played for a couple days. I was in pretty good shape before that, so it feels pretty good. But now I head into some Clarke 2. Okay. So I'm doing that in preparation for C Clarke. And what I want to do is, I want to do that slur up and down right there, making sure that the inside part of my tunnel, where my air hits my lips for the first time, so to speak, however that works, remains the same. I'm looking for making sure it doesn't cave in kind of like a wet cardboard box. So that barely made it. But I might, try it just once more, kind of just that easy breathe right into it. And it wasn't all there. Didn't vibrate all the way through. So I might just relax, do a little bit of this. Just being real, that's what I would do if I'm practicing. I'm still hearing some unevenness in there. I'm just looking, can I just plop that down like it's one unit? It's getting there. But what I'm doing right now, Alexander, is I'm measuring my own effort. There's too much doing stuff going on, and I can feel it. I'm melting my ice cube, so to speak. So that that's my support. And I think by just letting myself do that, I also settled back in tempo a little bit. I'm not ready for that faster tempo, so that's part of it. I need to respect that at this time. So in the next B, to me, the key there is B to C sharp. Just a little bit of that. Really looking at the ends of your McDonald's straw, making sure they don't cave in like cardboard. So that was pretty good, but what I'll notice is it got better so much during it that I want to see if I can come in at that better state right off the bat. So. A little bit of messiness in my fingers. I'm going to slow it down a little bit. And that's revealing. So. Little wonky, frankly. So what might I do to that one, since it's a little wonky, is I change up the rhythm a little bit. It reminds me that it's a melody. It's just like a little song, but I need to put those pitches in the right spot. And for my money, that given that it's my first practice back for a bit, I'm going to take that. Bow out. I'm not going to push it any further than that, because I sense enough of a little glimmer in that direction that by next time it should be good. Okay, so now down to B flat. The other thing with those slurs is to make sure it's certainly not three notes, right? It's one thing, another thing. Bo, bo, and so that it, we definitely don't want to feel like we're going note, 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 but just three notes in a row. All right, so little improv once in a while is good. Okay. Wow, very uneven. So. And then ba-da-dum, bum, da-da-dum. See, just again, normally I want to wait till tomorrow to really feel it, but at a slow tempo, I want to feel like I can play that evenly. Starts to lean in that direction, so it's just I'm like, wow, okay, this is what practice is like. All right, so then down to A. to go from A, C sharp, B, A cleanly. Here's an interesting thing. When I'm in shape, A is one of my worst Clarks. When I'm coming back into it, I realize because I give it so much special attention, it's actually one of my strongest. That felt pretty strong. That's interesting. Okay, A flat. And, as I keep going, I trust in what I would call the mayonnaise principle, which is, spread it on the bread, and some's going to get everywhere. That work will permeate other things. So I'm not going to hammer on each and every one of these. They'll kind of come back as a package. We're still recording, aren't we? Yeah, good. All right, so that's Clarke 2. All right, we'll sip of coffee here. And on we go. Okay, so starting on Clarke 3, I'm going to start on G major. And I actually like to form a little melody kind of starting on the second note of it. You'll see what I mean. See what I did? I'm meandering to the G major triad, but I'm reminding myself that really it's that B to D where I cross over a break, and honestly, it's like the airflow is going to be toughest on that. So I just want to set the whole thing right there so that when I come and now play it. I'm going to do it once more to see if I can refine it a little bit. It'll come, I'm being real with you. This is my first day back for a bit. So now to A flat. Regardless of what it sounded like, that was a good one in my sticking with my mental concept of what I want my tone to look like and sound like. I'm going to try it once more. To A. And I'm going to tell you right here, it's that if this is the front of the tunnel and then here's the back, it's this back part that I've got to really strengthen and make sure it doesn't cave in and change around. Yeah, just trying to bump it up a little bit if I can and try it out to B flat. And you'll probably learn as well that, at least for me on trumpet anyway, these last three, B flat, B, and C, I'm able to do significantly quicker. And so even at the expense of a bit of accuracy, I want to do that because I want to be, you know, like your dad's a clarinetist. They're great at just like coming right in on just a big field of notes. And we do a lot of one at a time playing. So it's just good to break that apart. So to B. And the last notes should feel very relaxing. I mean, you're just watching air cycle through that tiny little tunnel. And so if it's anything but that, don't do that. I've done periods where I've held these big last notes because I thought I was doing something good, but if you're not doing it the right way, it's better just to stop, but then taper it off. Anyway, to C. Okay, we're almost there, you know, so this is kind of what I would be doing. I might rest, honestly, just a touch more if I weren't recording, but we go to Clarke 4, and I'm going to start with C. So. Now these I move along. I almost don't want to lose my set. I just keep going unless there's a problem. Let's fix a little fingering there, all right. Yeah, it's not quite ready. It's all right. So I'm going to slow it down. This one is just for whatever reason a little gummy. Um, And now I realize it's what it is fatigue. I'm getting tired, so it's a good point to be stopping. All right. Going slower, always breathe when we need. Alright, and with that, I need a break. But that fundamentally, excuse me, is the main nugget of a routine that I'll do consistently, and then I'll build off of it in little ways. But I wanted you to just to see the whole thing. There it is in about 26 minutes. Wow, sorry. But you can push pause as you go, and just hopefully that can be a resource for you, okay? Reach out anytime. I hope you're great, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.